How you doing? This is Tyrone Steele, Steele band. I work in the Atlanta area, and I thought I would start a quick YouTube video regarding something that's precious and sensitive to a lot of drummers: tuning. And I've heard a lot of drummers say, I don't know how to tune, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't care, I just want to hit the drums. Okay, that's great, but the problem is if you don't have great tuning, if you don't have great tone, then you are not properly representing yourself. You're doing yourself a disservice, but more importantly, you are doing that band a disservice. Just like a guitar player. I'm sorry if you don't think so, man, but you've got to tune your drum. Now, as you can see behind me with this utter disaster, represented by pieces and parts on the floor, you can tell that my drum set has not yet been put together after a gig. Over here to my left, I have more of a jazz kit, and that's tuned differently. Tuned a little bit differently. There's different drums involved. It sounds different. It's for a different purpose. But for the most part, I've got a tuning scheme that works. Inst Tuner. You can see the icon there. It shows you frequencies, and you can also hit over here where it says tone generator, and you can hit that tone generator. You hear that? And you can do a compare, because sometimes drums are different than any other instrument. And what's different about them is the fact that you can think you're in tune, but what's happening is you're getting overtones from the rest of the drum set. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the batter of this drum to match the resonant head of this drum. That is the bottom head. It resonates, and the batter head, you hit the batter head. Okay, so the batter head is going to match that one. And the reason for this, the reason I do that is because when they both tone out, if I hit this one and then that one, or both together, you hear that particular frequency at the same time as the other head. Now, I separate the bottom and top head by what's called a perfect fourth, or 5 half steps in keys, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and of course the key of H for drummers, right? So this is how you do. You want to go around to get the basic tuning. Now, I'm not going to go through the process of building this from the ground up. That'll be maybe for another video. This is once you've gotten everything established pretty much the same. Now, I'm going to hit one of these things, but you've got to be careful not to hit the bearing edge. People tend to hit this bearing edge and destroy the actual drum. Don't do that. Big X. Don't do that. Okay, but when you hit this, you want to hit, as you can see, kind of at an angle right there. Now that's showing me that it's just barely above an A. Go around until you get all of them, and you can hear that they are pretty much in tune. This is also tuned to an A, but you can hear it's just a little bit different. I want these to match. I'm going to show you how to bring this ever so slightly up one at a time. Now, you want to go across like this only when you're initially tuning. And generally, you're going to find that there's one that's controlling everything. There's one ring that controls them all each time. And then do a compare. Now, what we want is an A. So I'll go over here, tone generator, hit an A. Now, without getting too granular, that's close enough. Now listen. Too high. So again, we need to come down a little bit. That one right there is the one that's controlling this whole thing. You notice when I adjusted that, the entire thing went down. This is the center right here. And you have to imagine, have a visual in your head that there's a circle right there. And every time you tighten, let's say right here, it pulls that circle this way. And every time you tighten here, it pulls that circle that way. And what's happening is sometimes you'll hit a side and it sounds dead, even though it's in tune. Well, that's because the center of tuning has become here instead of here. You want the center of all the tunings to be evenly stretched, like a trampoline. Imagine it's a trampoline with uneven springs. So we should be good enough, right? The best way to tune the batter head of a floor tom, that is, it has legs on it, is you can see that I put the batter head on the actual throne. Turn it around, and now you have the resonant head on the
Okay, now as you can see, I've got it all set up. It's a 13x7 snare without the snare strainer on. The throw off has been turned off. With it on, okay, the 8, about as hard as I'll ever hit it. 10, 14, 16. Kick drum. I'm gonna mute these. Kick drum. Now that's burying the kick drum beater. Now more resonant. Now, even for heel toe method, right? And all together.